Hi, everybody. Welcome to Am I the Us-Hole podcast.
My God, that's how you say Peloton.
Peloton. That was fun. Guys, we're joined again. This is Sarah, my lovely co-host with the co-most.
Thank you.
And we're joined again by Andrea Allan.
Asshole here.
So
We had so much fun yelling at each other the last time.
I know. I incited such a
let's
rage
keep it going.
over gender norms. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you might be asking, well, why would you have the guest twice? And the answer is that we were going to have Andrea on the show, and I scheduled her, and we texted each other, and we're two adult professional, quote unquote comedians, but we're professionals. And she said, I'll be there. And then the show rolled around and she wasn't there. And I felt kind of embarrassed in front of Sarah. I was like, well, she's my good friend. We go back many years, but here she isn't.
I was like, oh, just as I thought, Danny had no friends. Just kidding. I went to your birthday party and you hired a lot of extras. So
yeah. No, those are my girlfriend's friends. But and Andrea, and you didn't show up on time, but you showed up an hour late after we were done recording for the night.
It was like 45 minutes. Like she had texted me, but I put my phone on airplane mode, so I didn't even get it until after we were done.
And I loved it though. I actually thought that was a really good move. That really endeared me to you. How does that work? I don't know.
Endeared you to me.
Yeah. I was like, wow, that was really sweet. That was thoughtful. That made me feel like really respected. And I think that was a big move.
Well,
to show up.
What? I mean, yeah, of course I respect the shit out of your podcast. It's so rude to fucking flake on shit. I hate it. I have a problem with time, space, and moving through it in a consistent manner.
Weird way to put it.
It truly, it's scheduling, it's traveling, I have 17 different calendars.
Yeah.
None of them ever work. I'm late for everything. And I don't think it's because I don't want to be places or I don't respect people. I think that I have some sort of like lapse in my brain. You asked me the night before if I was good to do it. And I was like, yes, I would love to. And I was like, all right, just write it down. And then I forgot to write it down. That I'm sitting at the gym like, oh, what an effective day. I did such a good job. And then I see missed call, text, and I'm like, fuck. But I didn't want to I really feel that it's not the case if I don't respect your podcast, I or you guys. It's just that I am an idiot in this area.
No, I mean, I use apps. I have a calendar app that sends me 5 reminders for every event I make, which is how I manage this problem.
Respectable.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was big of you, and I think that people sometimes are late and they would make a call or something like that, and you went the extra mile by showing up, right? Like, because if you had just called, and really we weren't put out at all. We were in our normal recording situation.
Yeah, we were just in Daddy's apartment.
So it was no problem, but like, I don't know. I like the idea of going the extra mile when you're late.
Yeah,
and I don't think
you
a lot
made
of
the
people
effort
do
to
that.
come through.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
To come through.
Literally.
Yeah.
I think if you do something like that, the onus is now on you to show like beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's not that I don't respect your time. And also maybe you guys have time to record later. Like as a podcaster, what if you don't have time to record another show?
Sure.
You need one for a release in a few days.
Sure.
Like I am now fucking up. The onus is on me is to try to make this better in the best way that I can. You guys definitely were recording, so I sat in your hallway and I worked on my laptop.
Aww.
Right.
Your neighbor was definitely like, who's this weird lady?
Yeah, Danny's landlord has done that to me one time because his door people, first of all, Danny's rich. Or Danny's girlfriend, Danny's rich.
Yes.
So they like kind of know me now, like they recognize me. I wonder what the hell they think is going on that I'm there every Tuesday, but whatever. Yeah. So they just let me up. They don't question me anymore. But I had actually beaten Danny one time. So I was just like kind of standing outside his apartment, like reading my book, minding my own business. And the landlady came out and she was like, "You're waiting for 36C?" And I was like, "Yep, they just let me up." And she definitely gave me like the evil eye.
Yeah.
She was real skeptical.
God. It's also like you look like a very respectable human being.
I was reading a book.
Yeah.
Like, come on. It can't get any less threatening.
Everyone knows the criminals reading books in hallways.
Right?
Yeah.
I was wearing like a big fur coat, so I'm a little bit more
you
suspicious
looked pretty
looking.
crazy that night. They're like, what is this situation?
Yeah, I mean, I look pretty crazy most of the time.
I don't think the bachelor party's here, ma'am. I don't
No.
know.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we've got one heck of an ep for you today.
Wait, can I sidebar? Because I think I accidentally started saying that in my other podcast. We got one heck of an episode for you. I was like, Jesus, where did I pick this from?
This is what I'm talking about, Sarah. You're a copier. See, I knew it.
I'm going to copy your whole wedding.
Yeah.
Maybe if she repeated her wedding details to her every fucking week at the same exact time, that's why.
You guys are melding into one person.
I hate it.
That's really gross. Actually, I was thinking about that, though. A podcast is kind of like a marriage in certain ways because it's like regular and it's very intimate.
Yeah, you also are business partners.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny's told me some stuff that I didn't want to know.
Oh, yeah. I've heard very weird things from Danny. But yeah, it's a lot of people are like, I want to start a podcast. That's fun. It's like you have to look at this person and be like, I'm going to eventually go into business with you and handle money with you, hopefully.
Right.
You know, hope that you show up creatively and you remain consistent. It's a big venture.
Also, I'm like, I don't usually talk this much.
That's so funny.
But I just don't. I don't really talk that much at work. Like I just try to do my work. I had to do a podcast earlier today for work and I did one yesterday and I'm like, please just let me shut up.
It's very
I'm sure
tiring.
Everyone wants it.
No, I think you should talk more. Danny talks less. I'm into this now.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
AITA. I'm just kidding.
I like that.
I did that one time. Danny hated it.
I liked it. We actually have a new Patreon, Lauren L. Lauren, thanks so much. Welcome to the Patreon horde. I don't know what we should
I know.
call
We got to
it.
get like a cool fan base name.
Yeah.
Should we just be the assholes? Something like that.
Know.
You know, like Beyonce has the beehive. Like we need something like that.
I thought it was the Bayhive.
I think it's spelled the Bayhive, but I think you pronounce it the beehive.
Yeah, I think it's a beehive.
You know, Beyonce actually loves a palotone. Guys,
you.
we got one heck of an ep, one hell of a show. I'm trying to think of
We're now the Palotone tribe. That is the official name for the podcast.
The Palotones.
This episode is sponsored by Palotone. Get your girlfriend a gift that says, hey, get in shape, sister.
You're not good enough.
You're not good enough. AITA. And this is crazy. We're starting off with a listener submission. Have we ever done this? I mean, this is crazy.
Nope. We're just fucking all the rules today.
No, this is what you're talking about, Andrea, how your partner has to be creative. And Sarah said, why don't we start with that? And I'm like, there's got to be a law.
Someone's got to take you outside the box, Danny.
Oh, man. AITA for telling people I'm a felon so they stop asking me about politics. So, this isn't a high-stakes situation. I just feel like I might be being an asshole. I'm a college student in Iowa. Wow, what a bummer. As I'm writing this, there's tons of people on campus talking about the caucus.
Caucus.
I thought it said cactus.
The cactus.
Just imagine a bunch of people walking around a caucus. Did you see the cactus yet? Yeah, it's prickly. Which is taking place tonight and about being registered to vote. I'm registered and plan on voting in the election. However, whenever someone I don't know talks to me about if I'm caucusing or who I'm voting for, I've started telling them I'm a convicted felon. I'm not. It came out as a panic response the first time, but it worked, so I've continued telling people who I don't know asking me about my political views that I have committed some sort of crime and therefore can't vote. I understand the whole quote-unquote civic duty and whatever, but I'm going to vote for who I want, and none of these people texting or calling are going to change my mind about it. So I don't think it matters if I tell them the truth, AITA, for lying about being a felon so people don't talk to me.
Okay, I've got to say, as someone who is like marginally politically active, oh my God, politicians are so fucking annoying. Like I donated once to your campaign in 2017 and you're sending me multiple emails a day. I got a text from the ACLU today and I'm like, listen, I already have you on monthly subscription. Like, leave me alone.
They're so thirsty.
They're so thirsty. I'm already giving you my shit. You're wasting the $5 I donate to you on all these mailers back to me.
Yeah, I know. They are thirsty.
They're very annoying. So I understand where this guy's coming from.
I am curious though, because to me, this reads a little bit, I'm a Trump supporter and I don't want to talk about it, which
I think that's the undercurrent. I think if you're if you're a liberal in a liberal place, which most colleges are, then there's not really a lot of shame.
You mean smart?
In like talking about who you're voting for, I apply the same logic to people on dating apps who put their political affiliation as moderate.
Yeah, scary. Very scary.
What's wrong with moderate?
Because moderate doesn't mean moderate. You know what I mean?
It's a coded way of saying that you're conservative, but you don't want to say it,
So
which
you
is
wouldn't
annoying.
You wouldn't date a conservative?
In this day and age, no. If you're like a Romney/John McCain conservative, okay.
Yeah.
A Trump conservative, you probably think that I should probably die in a gas chamber.
What if you're a conservative who didn't vote for Trump? Is that okay?
I just think conservatism has changed so much in the last 5 years that like I don't.
I don't. You think so? I think there's still normal conservatives out there. You only hear about the Trumps, the Trumpies, the MAGAs.
Yeah, I think it would just kind of depend on the person and their reasons.
But would it be a deal breaker if you saw under their dating?
So that's the thing. It's like if they said conservative, that now kind of means like you are MAGA out and proud.
Right,
so I see why. So it's kind of like this. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a weird line to draw.
I just think that like things are a bit more dire now than they have been politically in the last few years. So I think that like while we don't want to have such hard lines because there should be some communication, there are tenets of the right that have become quite radical, and I don't even really want to like risk engaging with that type of thing.
I don't want to risk engaging with it either.
Yeah, so it's like, oh no, you're being prejudicial towards this person who's maybe has some different views than me, but it's like, nah, I don't even want to dip my toe into that entire fucking water.
I'm going to come out to you guys. Ever since the coronavirus started happening, I've found myself thinking very conservative thoughts.
I'm not
Close
shocked.
the borders.
Yeah. Well,
let's lock down. Let's reduce the dependency on China. Let's tariffs. Let's change it.
Conservatism is usually pretty connected with fear mongering, which is what you're falling prey to. You're also going out of your way to find scary information because you're crazy.
Yeah. Now that is true, right?
Yeah.
There. I love scary information.
You love it. It's like you're lashing yourself, like you're enjoying it.
No,
yeah, it's
you're
not
so
good.
Right. Why do I enjoy it so much?
I don't know. I think you want to feel like you're in control of your fear. You're like, if I get ahead and I know all the worst information, somehow I'm not going to be affected, but you are. It doesn't matter how.
Well, it's weird because I'm obsessed with the coronavirus and I know how to prevent it, and yet I will spend $0 on it. So weirdly,
$0.
Anyway, back to the situation at hand here.
Yes.
I mean, look, I don't think there's anything wrong with running around saying you're a felon.
I think it's funny that these college kids are like believing it.
Yeah.
Because you're like not that old. You wouldn't have had that much time to have committed a felony and been convicted.
It's not that big of a deal. I get, to be convicted and then have exited prison.
When do they think he managed to do this? And because like if you're only 18, like presumably you would have been charged with like a lesser crime, maybe not charged as an adult.
Well,
I don't know.
Opening someone's mail a felony? There you go, right there. A little bit of mail.
Gets
I guess
prosecuted for that.
You never hear about the guy who does.
No.
What are you in for?
Maybe that's just a thing that we say so nobody steals our Amazon packages.
Yeah, right.
I opened a catalog.
I think if you're, whenever I meet a young conservative, I'm like, what happened? You know what I mean? Like when I meet an older one, I'm like, yeah, you're like tired and you hate change and you're kind of losing your mind. But when I meet like a young conservative, I'm like, what is repressed that you're this way? You know what I mean? So I
don't know. I'm a little bit. I got to push back on you guys. I feel like there are good people who are conservatives that have different philosophies than you, but you would not find them objectionable. I think that a lot of the left equates the MAGA morons with conservatism, and those are not the same.
Yeah, but unfortunately, like the poster child of conservatism is the MAGA people. So
no, that's not true at all.
Danny, our president, is Trump.
Trump is not a conservative. He's an animal
he's
that
a
has
Yahoo. But
but he's backed by.
It's because there's only two parties, and I've said this for a long time. That's the reason that everyone views it this way. It's because there's only two parties. If there were more
it's
parties,
kind of like this is what's happening. So that's obviously why people think that.
Yeah,
but
and like there aren't enough Republicans.
I'm trying to stress to you that there are a lot of Republicans that don't support Trump that may have voted for Trump, but they're not the kind of conservative that you guys are talking about, who's like, women should be in the kitchen. Like, it's not...
Yeah, no, there's definitely nuance.
Yeah, like I'll say this, like my ex is from the South and his moms, gay women, both voted for Trump.
Now I'm obsessed.
Yeah, it was an interesting dynamic. And one of them stands vehemently behind the choice, and the other one, as time has passed, has been like, ooh, this was a big mistake.
Yeah.
So the one who is like watching everything unfold and admitting that it was an error in judgment, I'm much more interested in having a conversation with that person. I'm not saying like, shun them all.
No.
I think that there's like classism involved. I think it's like a much more complicated issue than they're all like toothless assholes. But when it comes down to it, I don't really want to be in a room with you for more than half an hour. And that's just my personal preference.
Don't know.
Probably they feel the same way about me.
I don't. My parents are both Republicans, and neither of them voted for Trump. You know, like I think that's a thing. You know, I guess I wouldn't want to spend time with my parents.
Yeah,
except that they're my parents, so I have to. But
yeah, they're paying your cell phone bill, so you know
they do.
I've also like assigned that this is like a Trump person who's trying to hide it. It's just, why would you ever try to hide it?
We're not saying like you're a fiscal conservative. Like we don't think that's not what we're saying.
I don't know like, that's. Well, but what are caucuses? I'm very ignorant. How does that work again?
I don't know. I can't vote. I'm a felon.
The caucuses is what was going on in Iowa to determine.
But isn't that all the Democrats? So isn't it a Democrat thing?
I'm gonna look this up.
You could be right.
Look it up. Pull it up, Jamie.
So maybe this is just like everyone's a Bernie bro and this guy's not.
Yes, I think that's what this is.
Yeah, that could be it.
It's also like he could just be really fucking annoyed of like, I don't know, Elizabeth Warren emailing him 60 times a day, which
Liz.
Whatever. I get annoyed too. I had to unsubscribe from Kirsten Gillibrand. I was like, I don't need you. Stop emailing me.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is a burnout thing. So I do understand just wanting to take the conversation off the table.
Yeah. DJS says, I say, not the asshole. Whatever gets the crazies off your case, and as long as you're actually voting your conscience, that's the most important thing.
So I actually think that he's kind of falling victim to the same trap that we are, which is like assuming that anyone who's asking who you're voting for is necessarily crazy, the same way that we assumed anyone who doesn't want to talk about politics is like a Trump supporting person.
That's ridiculous.
When in reality, there's nothing in here to lead us to believe that people are harassing him about it.
I don't particularly enjoy talking about politics. Does that make me
I just don't like to think about it, which is terrible, but like I told Danny was like trying to get me to be scared about the coronavirus. And I'm like, I'm scared about like 65 different political things a day. So like, I don't have room in my brain for the coronavirus.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I feel about it.
The coronavirus doesn't give a fuck what you think about it.
That's fine. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, if it comes for me, it'll come for me. And no amount of me being afraid is going to like make it not.
Yeah.
That's true.
I agree.
Thank you.
What's the deal with Iowa? Hit it with the facts.
Okay, so I don't know that I'm being accurate here, but in the U.S. voting system, there are two rounds in a
the criminal justice system.
God, I love that show.
There are two separate but equally important. Okay,
I love it. There are two rounds of voting, generally every 2 and 4 years. First, a primary or a caucus is held. During those, voters pick a party nominee. For example, in a Democratic primary, voters would pick among Democratic candidates for office.
Wait, can you look this up? Do you have to be registered to a certain party to vote in the primary?
No, Iowa is the Democrat one. Type in Iowa caucuses,
Danny,
and it's going to say Democrat.
Danny, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying
I'm saying you guys are wrong. You guys are factually wrong. I'm pretty sure you are.
Okay, listen, here's what I'm saying. In New York, for example, you cannot vote in the Democratic primary if you're not registered as a Democrat. If, for instance, this guy is not registered as a Democrat, people are asking him who he's caucusing, this could come up.
Yeah. I think he's
trying to hide something. So, before you cut me off like I'm stupid, you could have let me finish.
Yeah.
Well, wait, no, I think I'm right because it's the Iowa caucuses, and that's why it's a big thing.
He's saying he's registered and planning on voting in the election.
Yeah.
So he could still, we're not necessarily right, but there is a scenario in which we could have been right.
It's one of two options. Number one, he's a conservative or a Trump supporter, and he's surrounded by liberals and he wants to dodge it. The second scenario is that he's just burnt out on politics and no longer wants to talk about it.
I kind of think if he was a Trump supporter, he wouldn't go around telling people he was a convicted felon and like couldn't vote.
Yeah.
Actually, that is the best point you made so far. If he was a Trump supporter, they love to tell the libs off.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
They just wouldn't want to be associated with felons, I'm assuming, because they think they're better than that.
So an old roommate of mine went to a wedding, and she met a dude, and she banged him at the wedding, and they had a great time.
Hot.
Give it a few weeks. Turns out he's a Trump supporter.
You hate to hear it.
Okay. And he kind of hit her with the I just like family values, blah, 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 blah. I believe in women's rights, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, hilarious. But I do think that every Trump supporter is not necessarily this cartoonish person that you're talking about. I think there are some people who appear, thoughtful or normal. You know what I mean? Like you're saying that they're going to be like a MAGA for life. They're not all like that, especially young Trump supporters. I think that they're.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't buy. I don't.
What
buy
don't
that.
you buy?
I think this guy is a Democrat and he's sick. He's like not a Bernie bro or whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter because the second top comment,
Yeah.
Sandra B writes, YTA, just own it and say you don't want to talk politics. Something like this could bite you in the ass one day. No.
But I'm like,
right?
could it though? No. I mean,
it's ridiculous.
Unless he is on a college campus. So, and they're in Iowa, so there's not a lot of people. So, maybe someone spreads this rumor that he, murdered someone.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But it's no, this is not going to come back and haunt your job prospects.
No.
They would run a background check.
Is it true? Did you tell someone 10 years ago at the Iowa caucus time that you were a criminal?
I mean, I stole 10 grand of weed from someone in college. And
that's awesome. Did you
totally
really?
fine. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's sick.
Yeah.
And you sold it?
Yeah.
Wow, 10 grand. That's like grand larceny or some shit. But it's weed, so how does that work? I never know.
It works in that you get away with it.
Yeah, if you steal something illegal from someone, they can't do shit. Or they can kill you. You could be killed.
That's what always was what would happen on weeds. Like when they would, someone would steal their stash, they're like, well, we're fucked now. We just have to kill them.
Turns out if you steal from rich kids, no one ever gets in your
business.
business.
Like serious rich kids? Hell yeah, that's a great. Andrea P writes, I mean, I feel like you could use your words and say you'd rather not discuss your political views, like an adult. But no, that won't work because they'll double down. Yeah.
Or these ACLU automatic text things don't. They're just like, oh, what's that? You want 65 Bernie facts a day? Cool, subscribed.
Yeah.
I feel like a good one is to just be like, I'm actually registered in a different state because they will.
Oh, I do that shit all the time. People are like, I come off the subway. Are you registered to vote in Astoria? And I'm like, yeah, I'm already registered. Leave me alone. I'm not, but I should be, but it's fine.
Yeah. Tell them you're
I'm
Canadian.
registered in Long Island for the record.
Nonetheless, I don't think this is an asshole move. I mean, I did leave a Facebook comment. I don't I think it's ridiculous.
I didn't understand your comment, so actually I'm glad that you brought it up.
Let's talk about it.
Cool.
I think it's ridiculous that felons can't vote. I mean, I think you should be allowed to vote as a felon. I think, sure, there are some situations where a felon is a sociopath or something like that, and then maybe we might not want them to vote. But I think that you should just I think it's crazy to remove someone's ability to vote because they committed a felony. They stole something 3 times. Now they can't vote? No.
I did agree with you. Also, certain states, it's not always so cut and dry. Iowa is one of those states that does revoke your rights. Sometimes it's once you get out of jail, you're good. Whatever. I just didn't think it was material to if the guy was the asshole or not, which is why I commented. I was like, then you should just take it up with Iowa lawmakers. I don't understand.
I literally say in the comment, am I the asshole for making an irrelevant comment? I definitely call myself.
You said that?
Yes.
I don't think I read that initially. Did you add it later?
The comment.
I think you added it after the fact.
It was unedited.
I don't believe that. I actually screenshotted it and sent it to my friend. Let's see.
You screenshotted my comment.
Yeah, because I was like, am I missing something or is this not material at all?
I literally legit called myself out. Oh, man, I'm going to be so fucked.
Yeah, you got screenshotted.
Maybe I did edit it. Now I don't know, How would I know?
I don't know. You got in trouble.
Wow, there's a lot of looking stuff up for this situation.
Tuppy here. I see very little negative impact, but I don't like the idea that you're reinforcing the notion that felons can't vote and shouldn't vote. I've always thought this was a ridiculous law. If you killed someone, you should be in prison for some time, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't get a say in the leadership of this country. The notion that a murderer, and of course every criminal below murderer, is some kind of fundamentally corrupt person whose views should not be incorporated into the election is some insane puritanical nonsense. That said, no assholes here. Oh yeah, also I should be arrested for not really responding to the situation at all. I am a felon.
Sarah, YTA to you. But on the issue of AITA for telling people I'm a felon so they stop asking me about politics, I think we agree that even if he's a MAGA and you guys are like, oh, man, every Republican's evil, he is nonetheless
It's not what my voice sounds like.
big fat. Not my voice sounds like. No assholes here.
Yeah, I said no assholes here.
Yeah, I said no assholes here.
AITA for
Unless you're a
expecting
Republican.
my daughter
Oh, boy.
to. It's a non-political podcast. You're hurting our fan base, which is literally all women.
I'm
so.
an immigrant.
What if we
That's
have?
not true. I feel like the Facebook group is
diverse.
it's definitely all over the place.
But the Patreon
I meant to say diverse.
are largely.
I was like all over
That's
the place.
weird.
You know what I meant. All over the map.
You know what diversity is? All over the place. That sounds like a Republican.
Oh boy.
Anyway, AITA for expecting my daughter to reimburse me for the wedding. She canceled. My daughter was supposed to get married next month. Married 2 weeks ago. She told me and her mother that she and her fiance had split up and the wedding was canceled. She was too distraught to explain why, and we didn't push her for deets. Instead, my wife comforted her and told her she was sure they'd work it out. We all three agreed not to take any steps toward canceling the wedding. Another week went by, during which we believed daughter and fiance were working it out, as my daughter had said. During this week, the date passed when payments to wedding vendors became non-refundable. As the parents of the bride, my wife and I paid for all this. It's about $17,000 total. Cheap wedding.
Ooh.
Last week, my
That
daughter's...
is a cheap wedding.
That's so cheap. Last week, my
crazy.
daughter... It's probably like inside an RV. Last week, my daughter's...
in Iowa
Yeah.
with
My-
the caucus.
Uh-huh.
Last week with felons. Last week, my daughter's former fiance contacted me to find out if there was anything I needed him to sign to make sure the vendors were canceled. I told him that I thought they were still going forward with the wedding. He told me he had been excited to be a part of our family, but that my daughter had made her bed and had to lie in it.
Ooh.
Damn.
That was very bold.
I don't like that phrase. Come to find out, my daughter cheated on him, and when he confronted her about it, she admitted to him that she didn't want to marry him and ended the relationship. He also told me that at no point between my daughter calling us to tell us the wedding was off and him contacting me had they discussed working it out. My wife and I called my daughter and verified that all of this was true. Her reaction was to get angry that her fiance had reached out to me. I said I was glad he did because otherwise we would have had no indication that the wedding was off. She said she couldn't believe I was worried about that while her life was in ruins. I told her that her life was in ruins because of her own bad decisions, and now I was $17,000 on the hook for it. She said paying for her wedding was my duty as her father, and I have no right to throw it back in her face. I told her I was happy to pay for the wedding, but not to waste my money only for her to cancel the wedding, so I expect her to pay me back. Youchies. She said there was a fat fucking chance of that and hasn't spoken to me since. Why is a fat chance unlikely? Do we ever wonder about that?
That's
You're
true
right.
body
You think
shaming.
that's a good chance.
Yeah.
Because there's a larger...
Yes, a slim
Chance.
chance should
Yeah.
be
Well, they're
almost none.
both.
Slim chance and a fat chance be the same thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ah, the Republicans at it again.
Are you,
Danny, this is a non-political podcast.
Ah!
are you a Republican? Is that what you're saying?
No, I was just saying that the Republicans. My Al Qaeda. Oh, my poor wife has been stuck. ISIS been stuck playing mediator.
Cannot.
And my daughter has said that if I ever ask her about the money again, it will be the last time she ever speaks to anyone in our family.
Oh, geez.
My wife agrees with me that our daughter should pay for the canceled wedding, but thinks that we're heaping it on too hard. Now, you rarely hear about heaping it on
Mm-hmm.
because my
Guy's
daughter...
all over the place with his idioms.
He's all over the place. He's diverse, damn it. My daughter is in emotional pain over her failed engagement. I can understand that. And while obviously I don't enjoy seeing my child hurting, I can't believe she did something so stupid and selfish as to lie to us for a week and effectively demolish our chance at recovering any of the money we spent. Man, this is long. I'm willing to admit that relationships are complicated and I don't know what led her to cheat, but once she knew the wedding was off, she should have come clean to us about the full situation. I think circumstances of the wedding being canceled warrant my daughter paying back the money. AITA. Oh
So
my
wait, why
God.
don't I'm sorry, but why don't you like the phrase like you made your bed, now lie in it? This seems actually very apt in this scenario.
Well, first of all, I guess I feel like I don't like the metaphor. The metaphor doesn't work because if I make my bed, I will lie in it. And if I don't make it, I'll also lie in it. And it'll still be great because it's a bed.
Or is
Oh
it
my
weird
God.
because it's like bed is a place where something sexual happens and you don't want a parent to say that?
No, that doesn't bother me.
Okay. You like to think about your
A
parents.
bed is
sexually.
always good. That's why I don't like the phrase.
Okay.
That's why I don't like it.
All right.
Why made your bed?
Daddy doesn't make his bed.
Yes.
That's why.
His
You don't need to
girlfriend
make a
does.
bed. That's ridiculous. That is a thing that the Republicans tried to push on us.
Right.
You can just have your bed, and then when you get
And
in,
eat it too.
you pull the yes. I love that.
and enjoy a fat chance.
Just pull the comforter over you.
I'm
Why do I
fucking
need
dead.
to tuck it in and shit? Why?
Yeah, let yourself be free, man.
We have 2 comforters at my house, by the way. I don't share
Oh,
blankets.
I have comforters. 2 comforters also.
I don't share blankets with an individual.
Wait, you have 2 separate ones?
2 separate comforters. Danny gets her blanket. I get my blanket. Don't touch my fucking blanket.
I love that. I think
like
if
that.
I ever date someone, I need to have 2 separate beds because I cannot
if I
share
ever
beds.
date someone, love that. Like if I ever in my life date someone,
I can't speak to that yet.
Yeah, I understand.
Uh,
Are they asking if they're the asshole for getting the daughter to pay?
Expecting my daughter to reimburse me.
No, not at all.
I don't think so at all.
This daughter
No.
is a dick.
yeah.
She is.
I hate cheaters. I hate cheating so much.
Yeah.
It's such a fucking hot button.
I
issue for
guess when I think of it as she made
It's
her
a pretty,
bed,
pretty lukewarm take.
me. Yeah.
she made her bed as in, then it kind of works. So she probably cheated in
Exactly.
bed.
That's what I'm saying. In this situation,
All
it's
right,
actually
retracted,
so apt. She made her
retracted.
bed with another man. Now she
Yeah.
has to lie in it and pay her parents back $17,000.
Yeah, I mean, who does that? Who
Charge her
cheats?
interest. Fuck this bitch.
Well, it's also like
Yeah.
who calls off their own wedding and then does the like, well, maybe, I don't know, it might be back on thing.
Yeah, she's a dick.
Like Danny when she can't decide if she wants to go to the
Sure.
concert.
Right.
Oh, let me tell you, she's sure that she wants to get married.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
We'll just let
This is
that
now a
sit.
dating advice podcast.
I am under
Strap
duress.
in,
I
everyone.
am under duress. Call the police. Jillian C. writes, NTA, daughter is. As the fiance says, she made her bed, but she clearly cannot handle the consequences of her actions. She's totally TA.
I like that we just mixed 2 metaphors
Yeah.
there.
We're all over the
She
place.
made the bed, now she can't take the heat, so stay out the
We're
kitchen.
very diverse with our metaphors today.
Hey, all over the place. Mandy H. writes, NTA, but this is poor planning. Cancel everything the second the wedding is called. Yeah, if you're going to cheat at the right time.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
don't hear that enough. In the
If you're
media.
going to cancel something, just decisively canceled it. Like this person who canceled on me for a semi-date when Kobe Bryant died.
Oh.
He like
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's so-
yeah, he just like I didn't care about that. I was like, listen, whatever, everyone has personal relationships with celebrities. That's fine.
Yeah. I don't
But what he had texted me was, "Hey, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be able to make it out." Like,
And then what do you
given
do?
this
Beg
news.
him, please.
No. But then I was like, okay, but
ridiculous.
like, are you going to come or not? Like, could you have just
wasn't
said
even a full cancel.
exactly? That's what I'm saying. It wasn't a full cancel. It
Infuriating.
was, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it out. And I was like,
When will you know?
Yeah.
When will your body know?
it's like an hour and a half before. So like,
So you
Okay.
sit at a bar and just wait for him to.
no, I would never do that.
Yeah. Good for you. Fuck that.
No, I was like, okay, cool. Like, do what you got to do, I guess. But like, just cancel the wedding
Yeah.
and the plans with
Yeah.
me. It's fine.
Yeah,
I agree.
it's tough. Top Reddit comment by Wonder Twinkles. Great username. It's
Aw,
nice. Kind
cute,
of. I see like a
wholesome.
rainbow. It's like there's kind of like twinkles coming off it. There's a unicorn grazing at the base. NTA. Your daughter lied to multiple people and has caused a huge mess emotionally and financially. The financial fallout is on you at the moment. However, you have to realize that you'll never get that money back. If you ask for it, she'll cut you all off. If you sue her for it, same deal. I don't know if you can sue.
Yeah.
You maybe could, but that is such white people shit.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
I don't think that will work. So the question is your money or your family relationship. This sucks because the one who caused all this is your daughter who's in a lot of pain, even if it is her own fault. Good
Yeah.
point, Wonder Twinkles.
Aw.
She's like a little flying fairy.
Yeah, she's so cute.
Is this a good point? I don't know.
I think
that
it is because listen, the daughter, she's hurting. She just blew up her whole life. How old? Do we know how
Yeah,
old
not
she is?
everyone who cheats is like a complete sociopath devoid of emotions.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if she's younger, it's also like a potentially just like you didn't want to get married, but you felt pressured, so you did it anyways because you're a
Yes.
young person.
Maybe he pressured her.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, I do agree that, I don't know, when someone irresponsible owes you money, I think you do have to kind of in your mind be okay with the idea that you're not getting that money back. Like I've lent money to people, or like I've gotten someone a hotel room who was like out for the night, like wasn't able to be responsible for themselves. And in my mind, I'm like, this person is out of sorts and I just need to be at peace with the idea that I'm not getting this money back.
I think that's very mature. And I
Yep.
think that points to a serious weakness with the father because he is vengefully wanting to charge her that money. And what he needs to focus on is getting through this and teaching the lesson.
Well, yeah, he's behaving in a sort of petty manner, but the daughter is immature too. That's because she's probably been raised in a bad household. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
wouldn't say
mean,
it's bad.
I don't know if we need to go that far, but I just think that dad needs to back off and be like, hey, like, this is what's happening. Obviously, we don't want you to end our relationship with us, but, like, you do have to come to grips with what you have done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I also think, like, obviously the daughter can't afford to pay them back because otherwise she would have financed her wedding herself.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's
Well,
like,
I mean, it's tradition. It's tradition that the bride's dad pay. It's not necessarily that she couldn't afford it, but she probably can because she's crazy.
Yeah.
She probably can't if she's not able or like willing to pay any of this back. And like a lot of people nowadays put at least some money towards their own wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little
So
tidbit.
like,
Yeah, age seems like a big factor here. It would be good to know
Yeah.
her age for sure.
what I think that they should do is like, I think that they should just have the party anyway. Have it
Yeah.
be like a fun family party.
Yep.
Yeah.
Invite the daughter or don't. Like,
Yeah.
leave it up to her, to be honest. This money it's a sunk cost.
Yeah.
Might as well just have fun with the fucking open bar.
Get wasted.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I would
Maybe
do.
have the son, or not the son, but the
The
husband.
cheaty.
Oh my God, that would be so fucked up. It's like, hey, we're going to have your wedding without you.
Yeah, you ruined it.
'Cause you
know?
cheated?
You
Take
cheated.
Insta stories with him.
Oh my
tag
God,
him.
use their wedding
Yeah.
hashtag. Ooh.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, but
But she's behaving like a monster, like, to be clear.
Yeah.
no, she's horrible. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of feeling vexed when I get back to the question. AITA for expecting my daughter to reimburse me for the wedding she
Hell
canceled.
no. My parents would obviously
I think it's a
do that shit too. They'd be like, okay, yeah, well, they'd probably be like, well, you're either going to pay this back to us or you're completely on your own for the next wedding.
Yeah.
Like, this is
Yes.
just not a free check that I get to write off
yeah.
from the bank of mom and dad.
I also think
So no, it's not crazy to expect that.
I'm not a parent. I don't understand this unconditional situation that parents have towards their children because I
Hard.
don't have
Must suck.
I don't have a child.
Yeah.
But when you have children, they can be bad people and assholes, and you cannot approve of them, but also still like love this person. You know, when someone's being a fuck up, I think you kind of have to let them be a fuck up and figure it out on their own. Trying to demand money from her right now is not really going to be productive.
Yeah, it's also like,
Exactly. Yeah. And
I
it's
think
not
it's a week
parental.
before the canceled wedding or a week
Yeah.
before the wedding. So it's kind of like emotions are running high. I
Yeah.
think the money is probably the last thing on her
Yeah.
mind, I would imagine.
It's kind of incidental. The whole thing is a fucking mess.
I think it's a bad thing to lead with as a parent. I don't think the expectation itself is the problem. I think it's a fair expectation to some extent, but like I really do think it's very. I just don't think that's where his head needs to be. I think he's angry
Right.
now.
Right.
Yeah.
The first thing that happened is, oh, well, you're going to pay us the money back, right? I think maybe it's almost like a bit of anger at the daughter
Yes.
for blowing up
Yes.
that life.
Yes.
Because, like, if the fiance had cheated on her, I don't think he would be, like, chasing him for the money.
No, I don't think so.
Ooh, yeah. Now you've changed it.
You really?
Now you've really changed my mind.
I think he's mad at his daughter.
He's mad at his daughter.
For being a
Actually, you just
fuck-up.
put me at YTA. You
Yeah.
just put me
Whoa!
at YTA.
I didn't even mean
Because
to do
you're
that. I don't even know what I
absolutely
think.
right.
Yeah.
Had the husband fucked up the wedding, no way in hell would he go for him to get the money. So
No,
then
and
this shouldn't
obviously
be
he
about the
wouldn't be
money.
asking the daughter for it. He would be, like, consoling her. So he's just mad that she's canceling this wedding.
Yeah.
And there, I think it was far more reasonable what you said earlier. He should say like, "Look, that was it. I paid for your wedding. The wedding's not happening because of you. You got one. Sorry."
Yep,
Yeah.
one and done.
This is him attempting to parent her by like wagging his finger at her. When someone's fucking up, wagging your finger at them is not.
Well,
You
I
need
don't
to do
see
it to
this
a
as
certain-
wagging your finger though, because what is wagging your finger? I see this as vengeful, right? Because there's really no situation like imagine the wedding gets rained out or some other like
Yeah.
act of nature.
Or there's, like, a hurricane.
yeah, you don't
whatever.
you would never ask for your money. Like that's just not how that works.
Yeah.
But what do you mean by wagging your finger? No.
Being like you're a fuck up and I need you to pay me back because you're a fuck up and like continuing to just make her feel guilty about this colossal mess that she's made.
Right.
As someone who's made colossal messes of my life,
Right.
people reiterating it to me never was productive. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but you
Yeah.
know when you fuck up. And also, like, you know how to behave, and behaving only comes from within. So you can be like,
I think there's a way to broach, right?
of course.
Like there are so
Not
many
free for
people,
all.
not so many, but a handful of people who told me before I quit drinking, like, hey, like the way you drink is abnormal.
Yeah, sure.
And the first one didn't do it, and the third one didn't do it. But by the fifth one, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, no. So now this is like a defined pattern. Like people are telling me like I drink to excess a lot.
I agree. And I was a similar situation, but I think the fact that the first or the second didn't do it does say something about the fact that like it's a combo factor.
Yeah,
but the
it
real
adds up.
decision comes from within.
It does. The decision comes. I think the way to lead with when you're trying to guide someone is to not be like, you need to do this, you fucked up, you need to do that. That's very judgmental. It's like, I'm really concerned about you.
Yeah.
Coming more from that.
This is not like you,
Right.
and this is not the person that I raised. I guess if you're gonna, that's
that's a little harsh.
I don't know. I've
This is not the person that I raised.
Yeah, I've had like when
is that productive? You think?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think it is.
You know, it hits different when your parents are disappointed.
Yeah, it does.
Versus
Okay.
mad.
Because
I also think here the mom is like, I think the mom is kind of on the money. Like, I feel like I don't want to call the daughter like a total monster as a person, because I do feel like the parents are on the same page in terms of like the money and this is not good. The wife is being like, yeah, she should pay for it, but like right now is not the time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And the dad is like only zeroing it. He says, I can't believe she did something so stupid and selfish, but it's not the cheating. It is as to lie to us for a week and demolish our chance at recovering any of the money we spent. So like, he's like, he's only thinking about the money.
Yeah, and she's lying because she's spiraling. She's not. It's not really.
And it was probably like a messy situation. Like she was like, we shouldn't get married. I cheated. And then they were probably like, well, should we maybe try? Maybe not. And then they probably went back and forth for a while, I would imagine.
Yeah.
For like this week.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm like putting too much credit to her, but like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I agree with you that the mom is being more reasonable. But you switched me.
Whoa.
You switched me into YTA.
Nice.
AITA for expecting my daughter to reimburse me for the wedding she canceled. I say YTA because,
Wow.
Where do you guys sit?
I actually don't think he's the asshole. I don't like that he's so focused on the money right now, but like the concept is pure.
Yeah. I think that you have a right, especially since it's your money that was on the line. I think you have a right to say to your child, I don't like the way that you're behaving and there's negative consequences to it. Demanding money as your primary concern is a little off base.
It's a little off base for a friend. I think from a parent, it's the exactly off the mark.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know that yelling at her is going to get her to pay you back.
So can I get an everyone sucks here? Can we meet in the middle, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know, because the daughter is like, there's a fat chance of me paying you back. Like, she's really now doing
she doesn't
emotional
owe him.
blackmail.
That's not how it works.
Yeah,
That's no. Come on. Your parents need to like instill you with some sort of like respect for them.
Yeah.
And also guilt if you fuck them over. Like, I could
she's-
never imagine acting in this way and being like, there's a fat chance I'm paying you back. I'm either pocketing this like $17,000 worth of a party or you're never speaking to me again. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I just feel like this girl is really, really in it right now.
Yeah, I mean,
She just blew up her own life. Like, the wedding is nothing. It's the life that she blew up behind the wedding.
I feel like we're wondering what good parenting looks like, and I think people have different views on what good parenting looks like. You know?
I'm just kind of extrapolating from like what would happen if I did this to my parents, and like it would be a given that I would pay them back, or the next wedding would be on me and I would never like
well,
speak
those are
to
two
them
very
this
different
way.
things though, Sarah. I think the next wedding being on you is far more reasonable because that's saying, look, you got one as a gift. You didn't use it, and that's that.
Yeah.
I think that's fair, and that's why I'm saying that this feels like vengeance, and that this is a this is actually an ESH from my perspective because there's no way that the daughter isn't an asshole. I mean, she's a monster.
Yeah, I think ESH.
Really?
Yes.
I don't think he's wrong for like wanting to get that money back in some way, shape, or form.
I think he can want, but I don't think he can demand currently because the situation is clearly
Like, is
such
he
a
demanding
shitstorm.
it?
He's asking if he can expect it, and I don't think he
He's at
should.
I think he should. I mean, I think he could expect it.
Yeah,
could expect it.
if I did this, I would be. Expected
I don't think
to
you're.
pay my
Yeah, you're
transfer.
not wrong for expecting like some kind of. I
just
don't
feel
know.
like paying back for the wedding isn't a thing. You just lost it. You lost the gift you were given. You know, it's like this. It's like
That's
this.
a-
If Daddy promised he was going to get you a Corvette for
I
your
don't know,
birthday,
I like when you say "daddy" and look me in the eye.
yes, Daddy. I like
you
it
go
too.
sit on it later.
Uh-huh.
Okay, sorry.
No, and then you get a DUI, so you can't own a vehicle. He says, "Look, you blew it. You don't still get the car because you blew it, but you don't owe me for the car. If they already purchased the car, it's not like, well, now you have to deal with the paperwork or whatever. It's just like, look, you blew it.
I don't know what the finances are like of calling off a wedding, and obviously, like this is for us. I mean, it's a pretty cheap wedding. I think the average wedding does cost like $36,000. So.
It's a very
Like
cheap
they
wedding.
might, yeah,
They're
they
poor.
probably don't, right? No, but they probably don't
money
have a
is
ton
real.
of finances.
Let me go back to money is
So,
real. Okay, through the money is real lens,
and
this wedding is very cheap, right? Because the average wedding costs $30,000.
yeah, it's a cheap for a wedding, but that doesn't mean like if I had to drop $17,000 tomorrow, I'd be like, oh yeah, it's nothing. It's a drop in the bucket.
Well, like
Yeah.
let's do the parents if the parents really felt this and they're really hurting from it financially, they really sacrificed. Like let's say they have some debt.
Maybe like they worked, they scrimped,
Yeah.
they saved
Yeah.
up for this.
Ooh, that makes me feel so different. No, I'm like, pay it back.
See,
Money is real. I'm telling you, it's a good phrase. Maybe
Yeah.
there's a better way I can put
money
it.
is real. What do you mean? Like it's not a social construct, or like
Money
we
is
have to
real in the
consider
sense
like
that
our own like
rich people,
perspectives.
Rich people try to act like money isn't real, where they'll be like, "What? 20 grand's nothing to me." And it's like, well, yeah, it's nothing to you, but
Well,
it's
yeah.
not nothing
Yeah.
to everyone.
So we need to check our economic
Yeah.
class privilege.
Well,
Yeah.
Sorry that I said that, but like,
Well, it matters.
true.
It's like,
Yeah.
I have a coworker who's like, I can't believe you tip someone $12, and I'm like, really? You're fucking crazy.
What do you
That's
mean?
12
Like that's
as opposed
I
to
tipped an Uber driver $12 on an $18 ride.
Wow, you're so
because
nice.
He was 65, and I could
Yeah.
tell he was he used to be an auto mechanic, and he had like an arm and a cast. And
yeah, I
and,
would do that.
And I was like, you know what? This money means nothing to me.
Yeah.
$12 is whether I have Chipotle. It's not even whether I have Chipotle or not. I can get all the Chipotle I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was very poor for a
Oh
while.
my gosh,
That's why
wow.
I
Danny's
think.
living the life.
That's why I
Uh-huh.
think in terms of Chipotle's, because there was a time when Chipotle was a gift from the gods.
yeah, I've been broke. Yeah.
Yeah, but I always think about that when I'm generous, because I'm like, God, it means everything to them. Like
Sure.
giving we went out, me and two friends, we went to Olive Garden, and we spent $60 there, and we tipped the guy $60. And you know
Wait,
what?
was this when you did the unlimited breadsticks?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was
Is this when
time-
you palmed him money to
yeah,
get
yeah. It was. Wow. I told
Okay, you
all my
can't count
stories.
the bribe in with the tip.
Yeah.
All right, fine, 50.
like I bribed him $60.
But like, that's what I'm trying to say is that, you got to be aware of how much of a difference that can make. And I love that you said script, Sarah, because that just put a totally different image in my head of these.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, you better fucking pay him back. Now I'm switching to
Well,
not the
alright.
asshole.
I'll say this too, when it comes to money, maybe that 17, was it 17K? Whatever
Yeah,
amount it was.
$17,000.
Isn't going to bankrupt them. But when it comes to that, money could be in case of emergencies,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
medical emergency or
right.
something like that. Like people who have come from a lot of affluence have this security blanket in their mind that if this shit hits the fan in life, I will be okay, no
Right.
matter what.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And in lower income, that's you don't have that like peace of mind. So
right.
especially if this is a cheaper wedding, then maybe these aren't very affluent people, and that's her taking away their peace of mind with her recklessness. So
Yeah.
that is true. That
It might have literally impacted their lifestyle. Like
Yeah.
if they were scrimping and saving, they're like, well, we're not going to go to Mexico this year. We'll
Sure.
we'll drive to
I
Colorado.
love that that's
Yeah.
scrimping and
Ah!
saving. Oh my god.
yeah,
Well, I'm from Arizona, Sarah,
Yeah.
so you can drive to
Oh my
Mexico.
God.
I'm saying medical bills.
Yeah,
and
Danny's like, we won't take our yearly resort vacation to Mexico. We're roughing
I
it.
did not come from money, Sarah. Okay, somewhat money. Casa
Yeah.
Grande money, baby. All right. Well, I think I don't know where we all stand on this. I guess I'm kind of on a conditional, like, how poor are they thing, where it's like, definitely everyone sucks here if they're comfortable, but if they scrimped at all.
I don't want to play that game.
Yeah.
I think that's a game because money is real. I'm saying it again. I need a better
Yeah, but
phrase
I
for
don't
it.
like that it's conditional on like whether they're rich or not.
Are we doing moral relativism now?
Yeah, no, I think like regardless.
No, no. Screw you for saying that. I don't think it is relative. Okay, that's fair. I don't think it is relativism because that's what I'm trying to say is that it does matter how much money you have, right? Like if you're filthy freaking rich and you throw a homeless guy $100, it's like, well, yeah, that's nice of you, but that money meant a penny to you.
Yeah.
So like you should be a philanthropist or whatever, you know?
I also feel like feel like Sarah also has like it seems like your relationship with your parents is that you're held very responsible by your parents. So you're being like, I would never get away with this bullshit.
No, never.
Yeah.
My dad would murder me himself. Just kidding. You would never do that. But you know what I mean. I don't like playing the game of like, oh, if they're rich, like it's still 17 whole ass $1,000. Like that's still quite a chunk of change.
I think it matters. I
don't like playing that game. I think like rich or not rich, like there should be consequences for your actions.
Yes, absolutely. But I think the expectation of money, this is about money. The expectation is about money.
But then the problem is like rich parents who like let their kids get away with murder and they're like, oh, it's fine. Crash the Benz. We have the Lamborghini still. It doesn't matter. Like it's all bad if you don't do that, I think. So I'm going to go NTA. Like I think he's still not the asshole.
Yeah, I'll meet you at NTA. That's fine.
Woo!
All right, fine. Yeah. Yeah. This is a layered one.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap up on a fun little thing. This is a little game called Assholes At. This is where we just list all the assholes at a certain place. It's,
I love it.
It's super fun and silly. All right.
Assholes in this room. Danny.
Assholes at the gym. I don't think we've actually done this
Oh, wow.
one
I'm
before.
shocked. Okay.
Ooh.
And then you just say, so the guy who is on the treadmill with the super short shorts, like showing off his ass, and his ass isn't even that good. It's like, why are you dressed that way, sir?
I mean, I go to a fancy gym.
Brag.
Yes, such a brag. And there are older women there that say racially charged things.
No.
What?
Amongst the people of color staff members.
No.
Yeah.
Can we sidebar? No. Okay.
The
you can
racist
tell us
ladies at the Equinox.
Yes.
I know, but I'm like,
Summarize.
Yes.
what are this? Okay.
There's something very creepy about the Equinox because it is all old white ladies and then all people of color. And I'm in there being like, this is really bad.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Okay. People who don't wipe down the equipment after they use it.
Yeah.
Okay, what if you don't sweat at all? Because sometimes I don't really sweat at all. Do I still
It's
have to
flu
wipe?
season, Danny. We got the coronavirus.
Yeah.
You gotta wipe down the machine. Yeah, I think you should.
The guy who's like somehow he's like marking his territory by going between three machines very quickly, and it's like a Tasmanian devil, and I can't even get in edgewise, so I just stay.
No,
on the
you got to go
treadmill.
to a class if you want to do circuit training. You can't claim all the machines at Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
I'm poor,
Terrible.
by the way.
Hot chick taking selfies. Hate that.
Yeah.
Hate that.
Really? Is she an asshole just for taking a selfie?
See,
She's pretty.
You're annoying.
Yeah, but then what about the guy with the butt? Then he's not the asshole either.
Yeah,
by that
but why
logic,
is he
if
showing
we like
off
it,
his butt? The hot girl's just taking pictures. She's not showing off.
She is showing off. She's
'Cause
going
her
to the
boobs are out
gym
or
in the
something?
super hot
showing
outfit.
off her
Yeah.
face.
She's walking on the. You just want to fuck this girl. That's why
Yeah,
you're
I
like,
like
don't.
her.
She's great.
and I'm
Daddy,
like,
Dad.
maybe I'll fuck the
No.
guy on the treadmill with the butt. Who
You
knows?
Yeah.
like his butt?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Judgmental people at the gym. You know.
Yeah.
just in
How do they
general.
show it though?
I don't know. I guess
The up and down look.
Yeah, like up and down. Like I go to the gym wearing like a cutoff T-shirt and like gross
Totally
gym
fine.
shorts. You know what I
A
mean?
cutoff? You mean like so you got a bare midriff?
No,
Well,
well
you just
that's
cut the sleeves.
sleeves. I wear a shirt. I wear a shirt at the gym that says
Oh.
New York fucking city that I bought in like a
Love.
Times Square bodega.
Okay, the girl
yeah,
at the
I
gym.
still wear all my frat shirts.
The girl
to
at the gym is
so I
wearing
feel
the
you.
shirt that says New York fucking city.
The,
Sorry, go on.
the
Biggest
coolest.
Go on.
I get looks from like people in like full on fitness gear, and I'm like, I'm here to work, dickhead. I don't care that you have matching
You're wearing
yoga.
a New York fucking city shirt. I
I'm
don't think you could take yourself that seriously. I'm here to work.
I am here to
I'm here
work.
to work.
I'm New York fucking city, baby.
Oh my gosh. The people, I don't know. The people, oh my God, these guys did this yesterday. They took like every single fucking free weight in every denomination of weights there is and hoarded it in this tiny area.
And the
That's
people,
so mean.
the asshole who doesn't reset the bars.
Oh, yeah,
Look,
like
I don't
a
work
squat
out,
rack.
people. I don't work out.
Yeah, you're like,
But
the dumb bars.
The dumb bars.
Yeah.
The dumb bars. And then they're like a guy who can lift like 400 pounds. And then they leave all 400 pounds.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, now I have to spend
I'm
20
like,
minutes.
I gotta lift 45-pound weights like off at a time so I can squat the bar.
Yeah, any type of equipment hoarder or like leaving things not as they were, the worst.
The worst.
Mm-hmm. True. Any other ones?
The guy who is just there to drink water, and you're like, how much water is
He has like a
drinking?
gallon jug, and you're
He's
like, but
working
why?
out.
Wait, what about the people? This annoys me so much. People who put their shit in a locker and don't bring a lock, and or if
They
you're
just
at like a
leave it?
fancy fitness class, like they don't lock the locker, so you open it and you think it's free, and you're like, and you do that 6 times in a row. No, okay.
Wait,
this is a
what?
Planet Fitness problem.
It's like,
They don't lock the locker?
A lot of people don't. So
yeah, they're
it
like,
goes
it's Planet
2 ways.
Fitness. I don't give a fuck.
Right, it goes 2
What are
ways.
you
So
gonna
at Planet
steal from
Fitness,
me?
you have to bring your own lock to the locker room, so people will just put their stuff in the locker and close the door. Or like the class that I go to, like they have the combo lockers that you like set yourself and whatnot. But like I guess people run out of time or they're too lazy. They don't feel like setting the lock, so they'll put their stuff in it and just close the door.
Oh my God.
Oh,
It's a hard
You
life I
should
lead.
steal from them. That's an idiot asshole tax.
Right.
the people who teach classes that call you out individually too much hate
I
that.
Oh my God, is that
You
a
gotta like
thing?
you have to read the room and like see
Yes.
people's
You're
personalities.
killing. It's like I'm looking down. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Why you love this? Work it.
I know I look stupid in this fucking dance
Hate it.
cardio class.
I already hate myself that I'm here. Don't point at me. Don't try to high five me. I'm covered in sweat.
Oh yeah.
Also, chatty Cathy's after classes who like you're trying to look at your phone and they're like, so what do you like about spinning? And you're like, what about my face says
That has never
I
happened
give a
to me.
shit. Oh, people talk to me all the goddamn. Also, health nuts in general.
Oh, I hate a health
to
nut.
share health nut bullshit. I'm wearing a New York fucking City shirt. What are the chances that I want to talk
That
to you?
does scream, don't
about
fucking talk
yes, I'm here to sweat
Yep.
and cry and be left alone. I don't give a
Wow.
shit about your like kombucha yoga.
to me. Are you
garbage.
wearing really tight pants though, Andrea? And I don't mean to be skeptical here.
Am I? Of course, I'm always wearing really tight pants.
Everyone
you
works out in
are
leggings, Danny.
maybe-
asking for it.
I didn't say
what
that.
was she?
Might you
wearing?
be soliciting attention because it's
Soliciting.
attention grabbing?
So that's how we know Danny's never stepped foot in a gym.
Yeah, right. Also, it's like just because I got a slam and bod doesn't mean you have to talk to me.
well, just because you're wearing airtight clothes.
Have
So?
you, okay, but actually,
I'm legitimately asking. Don't talk to me
No,
like
no,
I'm
no,
being
no.
a bigot. Don't talk to me like I'm being a bigot.
no,
I'm asking.
I'm not.
Daddy
Is there
wants
an
to
option?
know.
Daddy wants to know, Andrea. Could you wear pants that maybe don't show off the fact that?
no, not
okay,
at
no,
all.
this is actually a serious question.
All right, retracted.
I'm wearing
No,
yoga
no,
pants.
because I used to work out all the time in like those Nike running shorts that like everyone at my college would wear. I would go to workout. They're like just regular running shorts. They're not like the bike shorts or whatever. I would go to a workout class. I would go to the gym no matter what time of year. Everybody wore leggings and it was like baffling. So to
Right.
you, I posed the question, like, I don't mean it snarkily, but like if you have ever stepped foot in a gym, you would know that every girl there is wearing yoga pants, leggings, like tight pants.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
They're just more
and
comfortable.
All women are soliciting attention.
All
That's
right.
what I'm
Using-
joking. I'm joking. I just wanted it explained, Sarah. Is that
Using
okay?
our demon temptation bodies. I also wear tight pants because it sucks. It holds everything in.
I hate that feeling.
Oh, I like it because there's a lot to be
You
held
know,
in.
I
It's like a
actually wear-
sports bra for my ass.
I wear Spanx because I'm like really insecure about my crotch.
Yeah, I know,
I have
you're-
a huge crotch. Listen,
That was so
guys.
disgusting.
I know, and thank you for explaining about the pants thing. I
genuinely didn't mean it meanly because I
I've
felt left
been
out
to
for a
gym.
long
I
time.
have seen some baggy shorts at the gym, but now I'm hearing from you, oh, nobody's
On women?
ever worn
Yeah.
baggy. Yes, on a woman.
I'm not wearing like assless
skeptical.
chaps. You know what I mean? I'm wearing
Be
like
a lot cooler.
Daddy, Daddy. Well, this has been great, Andrea. Thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, thank
again.
you for having me. Apologies again for my 45-minute lateness in
You're
the first one.
totally good, and thanks for teaching me about women. I'm trying to be better every day, guys.
I'm teaching Danny about leggings, one garment at a time.
Look at us.
Next week, bike shorts and why they're popular.
There we go.
Yeah.
Guys,
we're out here.
thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next Monday morning.